to the second media availability of the day here. We have with us Austin FC midfielder Hector Jimenez. Our first three questions will come from Chris Bills, Mike Craven, and Mark Turner. Chris?
Yeah, thanks, Will. Hi, Hector.
What's going on, Chris?
Not much. How are you?
Good, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, it was good to see you on the field the other night.
Yeah, felt great being back after, being out for 5 weeks. A little unexpected how the whole thing happened, but you just never know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But, I was kind of thinking about your time in Columbus and what some of your best memories are from living there for so long and how much that place means to you and your family at this point.
Yeah, I was there for 7 years. A lot of great memories. We hosted 2 MLS Cup finals back in 2015 and 2020. I was fortunate to win the 2020. Lost to Caleb Porter and his Portland's in 2015. But a lot of great memories, man. My son was born in Columbus. I love the city. It was good for 7 years. It was a good transition from being in LA to Columbus. And I got nothing nice things to say about the city and, everyone in the staff and everyone in the community.
Yeah. And then, you mentioned, playing on Wednesday night. There's a lot of guys that have been out with injuries and, some were, injured last week. But for you, as one of those guys that was trying to get back on the field, what's the mindset? And when you're one of those guys, knowing that there's opportunities out there to play and to help the team that you're needed, how frustrating is that? How do you deal with that as a player in those moments?
Well, it's not frustration. I mean, just for 5 weeks, it's just try and get healthy and try and get back to be able to help your teammate or your team. And as things start to pile up, we got 3-4 consecutive games every 3-4 days now. So injuries have happened to us early in the season, and we can't feel sorry for ourselves. It's stuff that happens. It can happen to any other team, but it's next man up for us. We got a big game Sunday. We still haven't scored a goal at home yet, so we're hoping to find that at the back of the net and get our first 3 points in our stadium.
Great. Before we go to Mike, I just want to correct myself that Hector is a defender. Although the way people are moving around, who knows, right?
Midfielder / defender.
Yeah, great. So let's go to Mike Craven.
Hey, Hector, Sunday is going to be pretty wild, right? The fans are pretty jacked for this one. As a player, how do you kind of separate those emotions, maybe behind the scenes, to just kind of focus in on the match? And what do you think you'll personally feel on Sunday?
No, definitely excitement. We're back at home. Our fans have been amazing. You saw last week how loud and how crazy our stadium gets. I still have a lot of friendships, a lot of good relationships with some of those guys on the team, but we've talked. Once that whistle blows, it's game on. The competitive nature just kicks in, and you just try to be on top and make sure that we're focused and execute the game plan so that we can get the result that we want.
Great. Next up is Mark Turner.
Yeah, it's too late, Will. I already tweeted out to everybody that Hector's going to be playing number 9 on Sunday. So you're tidy up your own mess there. I'm sorry.
That's probably one position I haven't played yet in my career.
You never know.
You never know. You never know.
Well, I want to just echo what Chris said. It was really good to see you back on the field in Minnesota. My wife, who's a lot smarter than I am, she has a saying that she uses frequently, which is everything happens for a reason, right? So we didn't want to see Nick Lima go down the way he did, but the timing was perfect for you to be able to step back in, and I'm glad you're able to get some minutes under your belt in advance of an important game on Sunday. I'm going to ask you a variation of a question I asked Coach actually just a few minutes ago, which is, your backs are against the wall right now. The team is kind of held together with Scotch tape. You've got the current MLS Cup champions coming to town. And even though you have home advantage, it's a really difficult game. Hector, how do you win on Sunday?
That's a great question. To be honest with you, we just got to be, come out like I just said in the previous question, and it's next man up for us. And the mentality's got to be that we're at home. We got to use the energy from the stadium, come with the energy that's needed to get the result that we win. Yeah, our backs are against the wall with, players being out, injured, having, not gotten a result in the last game. Columbus is also coming off a loss. So it's going to be up for grabs, and we're at home, and we need to start, piling up some points, especially with games piling up in the next couple of weeks. So we got to make sure that we get the first goal so that, the stadium is loud and into the game and behind us the whole 90 minutes.
Great. Our next question comes from Chris Tavares. Go ahead, Chris.
Hector, because of all the connections with Columbus and because of the history with Austin FC and Anthony Precourt and Columbus and all of that, is there a rivalry there? Is that something that we who aren't on the field and maybe the fans think about more than you guys who are actually involved in the game think about?
No, I wouldn't say there's a rivalry there, man. There's obviously emotions and hard feelings towards, Anthony and all of that with that movement that, was happening during those days. But I wouldn't consider it a rivalry. For us is, we got a game at home, and that's the most important thing, getting our first goal and our first 3 points at home. For me personally, I got like I said, I got a lot of friendships there. So for me, it's, trying to be on top of those guys, come out on top of those guys. Cause, those are some of the guys I see more often in the off season. So it'll be good, not only for me, but for the whole city to get a good result.
And then the emotions of the past 9 days come Sunday with the home opener, the tough loss at Minnesota, coming back home, taking on Columbus and the history that is there. How do you try and level everything out emotionally so that way you can just focus on soccer and what's going on the field?
Yeah, like I say, man, the past is the past. The thing that we can look forward to is Sunday, and preparation started. After the loss in Minnesota, we just we watch video, we learn from our mistakes, and we try and make sure that it doesn't happen again, and hopefully show up Sunday and get the result that we want. We have some injuries, but we all got to step up and contribute to the season at this moment.
Thanks.
Okay, I think we can go back to Mike Craven. Mike, are you looking to ask another one?
Hey, Hector, I'm just curious, as a guy who's been in this league for a while, what are the difficulties, maybe even just in training when there are so many injuries? How do you guys kind of go about getting ready for Sunday with so many people kind of in and out of what they're able to do?
Yeah, well, when you have games in consecutive, when you have midweek games and you got games coming 3-4 days, it's so much more about the recovery and the diet that goes into our bodies. More so than training, but we're fortunate to have the academy around here. Sometimes we'll pull up some of those guys and who have been doing well and showcasing themselves very well to fill in numbers. But like I said, the most important thing through the week and the off days is just the recovery part of it.
And then as a veteran, how important is it to maybe instill to some of those young guys, even if you're not starting every week, how important is it to kind of prepare like you could be? Because like we saw on Wednesday, anything can happen. Absolutely, man.
I relate to some of these guys, the younger guys on our team, a lot, because my first year when I was playing in LA, I was always like the 18th, 19th man out or on the roster. So you just never knew if you were going to be in, if you were going to be out, if you were going to get some minutes. But what I've learned from the older guys and those locker rooms and those teams is that you just never know what's going to happen, and you got to prepare yourself as you're going to start or as you might come in off the bench and play a big role. And for some of these younger guys now that our roster's a little thin right now, that's got to be the mindset. Just focusing, doing video sessions, making sure they're healthy, because everyone in this locker room is going to have to play a role at some point during the season.
Great. Next up is Zach Smith. Go ahead, Zach.
Thanks. Hey, Hector. What's your message to kind of the rest of the squad, knowing that maybe the last few results haven't gone the way you actually want them to, and you've got a run of games here? Like, MLS can be pretty rigorous, and so what are you telling kind of maybe the players that haven't been through an MLS season?
Absolutely,
to not get frustrated.
It's not frustration, to be honest with you. And at the end of the day, we have a lot of experienced guys on this team, and we know we've been around the league. Stretches like this throughout the season happen. and all you got to do is put, 3-4 results together, and you're back in the middle of the pack, or back in contender in the table. But for us right now is just to try and get 3 points at home in front of our fans. Like I said, again, that first goal is going to be really important. And if you can string a couple of games together, like I said, the momentum just completely shifts, and you're going upward.
Great. I think we have time for one more from Mark Turner. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, Hector, were you in the stadium last weekend for the home opener?
I actually dressed for that game.
Okay, fantastic. So you got the energy from the bench. I wanted to ask you though, how excited are you about being on the field this weekend? And then I wanted to sneak in a quick one. We're down to the last 16 in the Euros. Who's your pick to take it?
Oh, I got Italy.
Good pick. That's my dark horse. Good pick.
Okay, yeah, I got Italy.
Once England lose to Germany, obviously, but sorry,
Yeah.
Back to my original question.
I saw it from the bench. Even when we were out for warm-ups, I mean, you can just feel the energy around the stadium. Matthew comes out and starts banging on the drum. The fans lose their mind. That's the energy that it's been going around the city for quite some time now. So to be able to see it inside our Q2 stadium was unbelievable. So we just like I said, we got to reward our fans with 3 points and a first goal.
Great. I'm going to check in one more time with Chris Tavares. Your hand is still up. Are you good? I think he's
Yeah,
good.
I'm good.
Okay, great.
Excellent.
Well, thank you, Hector, very much for your time, and thank you to all the media members who participated. We'll see you all on Sunday. One quick note for the journalists is that